Okay, so what we're going to do now is build the leg and foot rig. Now, this rig is going to require several bones because we have to build the IK rig and the FK rig. So we're going to do this in several stages. So the first thing that I want you to do is go ahead and press the 1 key to go to your front view, go to the Data tab, and turn on the non-deform layer. Go ahead and zoom in, do shift middle mouse button to pan over here, and click on the m.hips.rev.c bone. Now we had unlocked the rotations, so we want to make sure that the rotations are locked on this bone. Now go ahead and turn on the deform bone layer, and here just go ahead and zoom out and do shift middle mouse button and just bring the legs into focus. Now in order to build this rig, we're simply going to do everything on the left side and then later mirror the rig to the right side. So it's a good idea to hide the bones on the right side because they're going to get in your way. So go ahead and just select all these bones over here. I'm going to do the middle mouse button to rotate, press the shift key down and get this toe, press the H key to hide. We also want to do this in edit mode, so go ahead and just select these bones again over here and just press H to hide. Now press the 1 key to go to your front view. Now over here what you want to do is go to options and make sure that the X-axis mirror is off. Okay, we'll turn this back on when we're ready to mirror the bones. Now here what you want to do is go under File, do Save As, and here we're going to save this as Rigging Lesson 03 as.blend. Okay, so what I want you to do now is press the 3 key to go to the right view and go ahead and select all these bones over here on the leg. Now press the 1 key. Now here you're going to do Shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel. Now press the Control key down and click on this red arrow. And here we're simply snapping to the grid and moving these bones to the right. Now because we're using the snapping feature, we know that it doesn't matter where we put these bones, we can always put them back in the exact position they came from. So go ahead and just scoot them over here. Now what we're going to do is set up these bones to be the FK bones for the forward kinematics. So the first thing that you want to do is to go ahead and click on the head of this bone, do Shift S, and here we're going to do cursor to select it. Now here we're going to actually delete this bone out of here. X and delete. Then we're going to click on the head of this bone, do Shift S, and do select into cursor. We're going to do the same thing with this bone. Click on this bone, do X and delete. Click on the tail of this bone, do Shift S, do cursor to select it. Click on the hand of this bone, do Shift S, and do select into cursor. Now this bone is the child of this bone. So here what we're going to do is go to the bone tab, and over here we want to make sure that this is going to be connected. Now over here you want to hover your mouse to ensure that it does in fact say dev.thigh.lower.l.001. Okay, now here you can press the G key also to ensure that the parent-child relationship is working. Right click to cancel. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and make sure that the deform is off on all these bones over here. Now for the toe, you have to do the middle mouse button to get to this bone. Now press the 1 key. Now we're going to actually create duplicate copies of these bones, but first let's go ahead and rename them. So here, these are going to be our FK bones, meaning mechanical bones. So we're going to type in m.thigh.fk.l because these are our forward kinematic bones. So we're just using this naming convention. Go ahead and click on this one. In here we're going to type in m.shin.fk.l and enter. Then click on this foot bone, type in m.foot.fk.l and enter. Now here I'm just going to do the middle mouse button to get to this toe bone, and type in m.toe.fk.l and enter. Now go ahead, and what you want to do is press the shift key down and click on all these bones over here, press the 1 key, and of course press the M key, and we're going to put these bones on our non-deform layer. Now go to the data tab over here, press the shift key down, and go ahead and turn this layer on. Okay, so that's the first step. So what I want you to do now is go under File and do Save. Okay, so what we're going to do now is make duplicate copies of these bones. Do Shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel. Now press the Control key down, go ahead and click on this red arrow and just move them to the right. Now these are going to become our touch bones. So let's go ahead and click on this bone over here, and here we're going to call this thigh.touch.fk.l and enter. Let's go ahead and click on this bone, and this one will be called shin.touch.fk.l and enter. And over here the foot will be foot.touch.fk.l, enter. Now here I'm going to do the middle mouse button to rotate. Just quickly click on this toe bone and type in toe.touch.fk.l and enter. Now go ahead and press the shift key down and just click on these bones, press the 1 key to go to your front view. Now here, to make everything easy, what we're going to do is press the M key, and for now just put these bones on this layer. Okay, we're going to put them back, but just so everything makes sense, we're going to drop them onto this layer. Now go ahead and hover your mouse over here to refresh this, press the shift key down and turn on this layer. Now we need to create a duplicate copy of these bones because we need IK bones. So here we're going to do Shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel, press the Control key down and just click on this red arrow and move them to the right over here. Okay, let's go ahead and name these bones now. So go ahead and click on this bone. Now these are going to be our IK bones. So here we're going to type in m dot thigh dot ik dot l and enter. And then over here what we want to do is call this one m dot shin dot ik dot l and enter. And over here we're going to call these m.foot.ik.l and enter. And here we're going to do the middle mouse button again to get to this toe bone. And here we're going to call this m.toe.ik.l and enter. Now go ahead and press the shift key down and select all these bones, press the 1 key. And here we're going to press the M key and just for now move these bones to this layer. We're going to take a look at the IK bones in the end. Okay, now what you want to do is go ahead and just make sure that the deform bone layer is selected, press the shift key down and turn on the non-deform layer. And here just go under File, and here you're going to do Save As, and we're going to save this as Rigging Lesson 03t.blend. Okay, so now that we've created all the bones that we need, we're going to work on the FK rig first. So go ahead and click on all these bones over here, and here you're going to have to do the middle mouse button, press the shift key down to select on the toe bone, press the 1 key. Now press the Control key down and simply click on this red arrow and move these bones back to where they were. Now go ahead and switch to pose mode. So what we need to do here is simply that when this bone moves, we want these two bones to follow the rotation of this bone. Same thing needs to happen for these bones below. So the way we're going to do this is simply click on the m.thigh.fk.l, press the Shift key down and click on this second bone first. Now do Shift Control C, and over here you're going to do Copy Transforms. So here you will notice that when we click on this bone and press the R key, this bone is simply going to copy its transforms. Now this bone is not going to move to the head of this bone because it's involved in a parent-child relationship. So this is exactly what we want. Now over here we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to click on this bone, press the Shift key down, click on this one, do Shift Control C, and now do Copy Transforms. So if you click over here on this bone and press the R key, you'll notice that it works. Now of course for this leg over here you have to press the 3 key and press the R key to see it bend. Just for testing purposes, I'm just sometimes going to do it this way. Okay, now what we need to do is actually tell this bone to also copy the rotation of this bone. So the way we're going to do this is by using damped track. So what you want to do is first press the 3 key to go to the right view, and over here we're going to actually switch to edit mode. So we're going to give this non-deformed bone a tracker bone. So go ahead and press the E key to extrude out a bone, press the Y key to align it horizontally to the y-axis, and just pull out a bone like this. Click on this bone and press the Y key to sever all the connections. Go to the bone tab, and here make sure you turn off the deform. Now here we're going to call this m dot thigh dot tracker dot L. Now it's important that you put the .L on this bone because all these bones have to be mirrored to the other side. So this is going to be a requirement for all new bones that we create on the left side. Now what we want to do is make this bone the child of the shin bone, regardless of the fact that we called it thigh. So go ahead and click on this bone, press the Shift key down, click on this one, do Control P, and here you're going to do Keep Offset. Now when you switch to pose mode over here, click on this bone and press the R key, you'll notice that the child bone over here rotates with this bone. So we're going to create another bone just like this one, but here on the bottom. So go ahead and click on the tail of this bone, press the E key, press the Y key, and just extrude out a bone. Click on this bone, press the Y key to sever all the connections, make sure that the deform is off, and here we're going to call this m dot shin dot tracker dot L, and enter. Now we're going to make this bone the child of the shin bone. So go ahead and click on this bone, press the Shift key down, click on this one, do Control P, and now do Keep Offset. Now here, because we've created the bones, you want to click on this bone, press the M key to make sure that it's on the correct layer, which it is, because sometimes they go on the wrong layer. We're going to click on this one, press the M key, and it should be on the correct layer, meaning the non-deform layer. Now over here, when we switch this to pose mode and zoom out and click on this bone and press the R key, you'll see that these two tracker bones will rotate with this bone. So how do we use these bones? It's actually very easy. We're going to go ahead and click on this bone, press the 1 key to go to the front view, press the Shift key down, click on this one, do Shift Control C, and here we're just going to do damped track. Now click on this bone, go to the bone constraints, and here you can see that we're using damped track, and here we want to, of course, point along the y-axis. So now when you click on this bone and press the R key, you'll see that it works. Now why did we do this? So here you will see the idea here is that when we click on this bone, or when this bone actually rotates based on the touch bones, when you press the R key and press the Y key 2 times to rotate along the Y, you'll see that we get a natural turning of this leg, right? So meaning that this area is turning and this area is not going to turn, because here we're simply adding a realistic movement to these legs. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing over here. Go ahead and press the 3 key, select this bone, press the 1 key, press the shift key down, go ahead and click on this bone, do shift control C, and here you're going to do damped drag. Same idea over here. So now, in order to make this work, what we need to do is actually tell this bone to copy the rotation of the foot, right? Because the idea here is that we only want to rotate a bit here on the bottom when the foot rotates. So to do this, just do the middle mouse button to rotate your view like this. Go ahead and click on the foot. Now here you have to select the right foot. Right here we're selecting the m.foot.fk.l, right? Make sure you don't select the dev foot. Now here you're going to press the shift key down and go ahead and select this bone, do shift control C, and here we're going to do copy rotation. Okay, now this is what's going to happen to the leg, and that's fine. This is because the order is not correct. So here we're going to move this up, and here just click this and type in .3, basically 0.300. Okay, so now over here when you click on, you have to click twice to get to the m.foot.fk.l, and here just press the 1 key. Now when you press the R key and press the Z key, you will see that when this foot rotates, what it's going to do is rotate a little bit of this shin. Okay, so that's how this concept is going to work. Okay, so what I want you to do now is go ahead and zoom out over here, and here we're going to go under File, do Save As, and let's save this as Rigging Lesson 03 U.blend. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.